Warning, contains spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. Two Canadians walk into a bar and it doesn't go the way you think. The hype for this movie was at pre-Endgame level and thus has a lot riding on it. But does it deliver? Welcome to the Review Desk. I'm Desmond Carrick, and today I'll review Deadpool and Wolverine. As I stated, the stakes on this movie were very high. It's the first ever R-rated MCU movie, the first movie featuring Deadpool and his new Disney home, and also the first time we see the two most famous Canadian comic book characters as the main stars for the entire film. Yes, they're both Canadian. I like reminding people of that. Also, while Jackman is Australian, director Shawn Levy is Canadian, just like actor Ryan Reynolds. So, let's talk about the movie. I too was very excited to see it. I even got some sweet merch at the local theater. But I'm not gonna lie, the opening scene made me feel uneasy. Deadpool desecrates the corpse of Wolverine from Logan, a film that is regarded as the best on-screen Wolverine story, and this movie even admits that its ending had audiences in awe. So to see Wade swinging around parts of Logan's skeleton felt disrespectful. This is something that could only work with Deadpool. Any other character and the hate for everyone involved in this film would take the internet by storm. But then we're reminded why you need to keep watching. Deadpool and Wolverine touches upon the Fox era of many characters, but it doesn't just take cheap shots. There's a lot of respect and retribution for the Fox era, and you could tell that the filmmakers actually admired what that franchise was trying to do, but didn't always have a chance to. And that's a pretty big thing as far as I'm concerned. At the end of the film, there's a montage of behind-the-scenes footage from the Fox era, and we're reminded that not only did the X-Men movies help kick off the superhero movie craze, but also that we enjoyed a lot of it. And there's a bunch of comic book references as well. And again, the way they're handled is a look at what the Fox franchise could have been if it had gotten the MCU treatment. If you're a comic book fan, you'll recognize some of these references, but you don't need to be a comic book reader to still enjoy them. I've always said a story is only as good as its villain, and in this case, Cassandra Nova kind of emphasizes what's wrong with this film. In the comics, Cassandra was introduced after a huge buildup, and her story resulted in an epic battle against the X-Men. In Deadpool and Wolverine, she's just there because the movie needs a villain. I mean, you can't drop on an audience that she's Xavier's twin sister and not delve deeper into that. The fact that she also dies and ends up being a one-off villain means the film isn't giving her the proper dues, which is a real shame because Emma Corrin delivers an absolutely sinister Cassandra. I wish they'd either have used someone less A-list or left her around to reappear later, which is pretty much how the movie also treats the references. We saw Sabretooth in a trailer, everybody hype, and he dies in like 30 seconds. X-23, all grown up, she's barely in the movie. The hyped up Deadpool core, gone pretty much as soon as they show up with no lasting consequences. And audiences might feel tricked because of it. But there's also a lesson to be learned. As passionate as we are about our fan casting, plot lines, and matchups we'd like to see, the movie executes those and you realize maybe it wasn't such a hot idea after all. For me, no one embodies this more than Channing Tatum's Gambit. For years, a solo Gambit film starring Tatum was in development hell and ultimately never came to fruition. Now, fans like me felt Tatum just didn't have the look for Gambit. He has fun with the role in this movie and in no way does he garner any ire. But it's also clear that his movie never being made was probably for the best. The movie has a few contradictions, like how does Deadpool know about Eliath and the Loki show, but not about the TVA? But in my opinion, it's just another reminder to not take the film too seriously. As soon as Deadpool and Wolverine was announced, fans have been screaming, "The MCU is back!" Once again, a lot's riding on this film. But if you're expecting Deadpool and Wolverine to single-handedly bring back the golden age of the MCU, you'll be disappointed. Despite it being many firsts for Disney, the story doesn't do anything to change the course of the franchise. It doesn't set up anything for future installments, regardless of the many Secret Wars fan theories. At the end of it, Deadpool doesn't even stay in the MCU, he just goes back to his own reality, which brings into question the implied integration. But that's not necessarily bad. One of the drawbacks of post-Endgame MCU is that there was a lot going on, too much to keep up with. I even made a video about it, feel free to check it out. And while this film does require you to be familiar with the Loki TV series, you don't need a lot of baggage going in. That's actually quite refreshing. We know for a fact Deadpool will show up again in the franchise. He's too popular, and the movie's on track to make some serious bank. As for Hugh Jackman, this does seem like the very last time he'll play Wolverine. You know when you go out for a night of drinking and when you leave the bar, the sun's already out? And you're so shocked that you say, "I will never drink again," followed by "and this time, I mean it," only to end up at the bar again the next weekend? This doesn't feel like that. It feels like this time, Jackman really means it. He went out with a bang, because for every raunchy joke Deadpool spits out in this movie, Jackman gives a Logan-level performance. I'll miss him. We all will. And I pity whoever's to play Wolverine after this, cause him showing up in this movie and kicking butt the way he did will only make acceptance of the new actor harder. I'll award Deadpool and Wolverine 3.5 Thunderbolts. It doesn't live up to the hype, but the way it's crafted delivers a clear message. It doesn't have to. If you can put aside any grand aspirations, you'll have a lot of fun with this film. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.